Here's my stand. I have it in here. I gotta finish the dishes. I gotta set the phone down. Okay. So, talk to the mayor about getting my dog back. She recommended calling the chief of police. Of course, they gatekeep me and they don't let me through. But I'm going to try this afternoon after 3, once my criminal crooked cops are gone. And the stupid thing is I like them as people. But they have horrible jobs and they need to be trained for trauma. You don't come in. Do they know what she's done to me? Yes, they do. Because they know they gave my dog to her the first time I went in the hospital. And then laughed about it while I'm home wondering where my dog is. And she's keeping her. And the cops think it's fucking funny. They won't tell me where the dog is. We can't tell you. Why? And that's why I was getting shot up at the hospital. Because I didn't want Haley to have her. Because Haley was trying to steal my dog last December. And somebody on December 8th stole $170 out of the ATM. And I have the fraud department already. Well, already. It took me a fucking year and a month to do it. But they did it. They did it. They're going to find out who took my money. I didn't take it. I didn't give anybody permission. And I know it wasn't Corey. You guys, you lock me up and then you're like, oh, Vicky needs drugs. On the 8th, that's when you started dividing my shit up. You locked me up on the 5th. On the 8th, you start dividing my shit up. I talk to you on the phone and tell you to get the fuck out of my house. You're like, but you invited us. I said, I didn't fucking invite you. I told you and Mia to leave my house and don't come back. Because I could see it in your eyes. You're both on drugs. Pharmaceuticals. And then you come back and you take my shit, the good stuff and the bad, and then you post pictures on the internet of the hot chocolate that I had hot. I was defrosting the refrigerator. I had the hot chocolate in the crock pot. I pulled it out and set it inside the refrigerator to warm the refrigerator up. The walls were 7 inches thick. Because it was a 1970s refrigerator. And you want to talk about the mold around the edges of the goddamn refrigerator? Did I ever call code? That place would have been shut down. Or you would have had to put a lot of fucking money into it. But I didn't do that. Because I care about you. And I tried to do that bathtub. Nobody would help me to the floor. And how many times do it? Oh my God. You want me to buy all the equipment or rent the equipment when you have it right next door? Bring a piece of wood over and saw it for me and put it in. You're the fucking landlord. I didn't know it was going to put a hole in the floor when I took the shit off from around the bathtub. But it was disgusting. There were layers and layers and layers. They just kept layering on top. So by doing that, I stirred up a lot of fucking ancestors in that house. Way before the Andersons got there. And then we have Alyssa downstairs that 1 minute loves me, writes me letters saying what a nice, good person I am, and please feel welcome here. I love you being here. My dad loves the $500 he gets each month so he can buy his cocaine. And then I keep getting letters from that the house is going to be foreclosed. And I'm like, what do I need to do? Do I need to find a place to live? Oh, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. 6 months later, another letter. Yep, we're moving on. It's going to be foreclosed. So I'm sitting there not knowing what the fuck's going on. Especially with Austin and COVID. That's when I moved in, right at the beginning of COVID. And not to mention, winters there was hell. On a hill with spring running down the driveway. So it's not that I'm mad. It's just that I can't believe you guys are still holding on to my shit, not picking up the phone and talking to me. Acting like you were in the right. Like I don't need an apology. You know me. You tell me why I was hospitalized. Pick up the fucking phone, Danica, Mia, Dawn, Dennis. You talk to me to my face and tell me everybody else conspired and you had nothing to do with it. You all tell me that. But who did? Who did it? Last Christmas, your whole Christmas was my entertainment. It was coming from me. Gave you guys something to talk about, something to laugh about, something to enjoy the Christmas together. Did you ever think what it was doing to me? Because when they gave me that shot, I told them, if they give me this shot, Danica is dead to me. Dawn is dead to me. Haley is dead to me. Dennis is dead to me. Other people are possibly dead to me. It's your move. But I did give Danica a chance. And I obviously, the dog stealer is out. Dawn is out. Dennis is out. Fuck you. This is what you get with mental illness. Now, this is what you get when your family takes you out of your house and puts your shit in bags and puts garbage with good stuff. I wanted to take all that stuff and sort it and not bring it to this new house. I've been moving stuff around and leaving it, and then it gets picked up and brought back to me. From Jim's house on Phillip Street to Stowe Street. The stuff from Stowe Street actually made it from Stowe to Vega. But I left everything except for a car full in Vega. And then Mia slowly got some of it. She left, I somehow got, I can't forget. Bladen helped me in the middle of a snowstorm. We loaded up one truckload and we brought it to Curry's. And then Curry said that there was bed bugs. But there was no bed bugs at Vega. And then I got somebody on Thanksgiving to go get my stuff from Curry's. And then that's when the cops were called because Austin and Ryan threw a water jug at the car. And oh my God, Danica and Jensen were so... Danica and Jensen didn't want Austin there. Fuck you bitches. That's my son. You are nothing to me. You're not even my nieces. You're my cousins. We were raised as I was your aunt, but I'm not. I'm your cousin. How do you think that makes me feel? None of you picked up the phone and said, "Hey, Vicky, I'm sorry." I'm sorry my dad wasn't your brother. I'm sorry it took 64 years for you to find out that your dad fucked your aunt. To find out that you have a twin. We were always called the twins, but you had a lie, and you lied for 64 years. And to get the government involved, all the fucking testing that I have done. God damn, I declare, have you seen the light? Hear Uncle John's band? He's come to take his children home. And I don't cry for me, I cry for you. Because you're disgusting humans. These are my rights. I have the right to remain silent. I do not wish to speak with you or answer your questions. I do not give you permission to enter my home without a warrant signed by a judge. I do not consent to searches of my person, belongings, vehicle, or home. If I am detained, I want to contact my attorney immediately. I refuse to sign anything without advice from an attorney. These are my rights. I have the right to remain silent. I do not wish to speak with you or answer your questions. I do not give you permission to enter my home without a warrant signed by a judge. I do not consent to searches of my person, belongings, vehicle, or home. If I am detained, I want to contact my attorney immediately. I refuse to sign anything without advice from an attorney. I have the right to remain silent. I do not wish to speak with you or answer your questions. I do not give you permission to enter my home without a warrant signed by a judge. I do not consent to searches of my person, belongings, vehicle, or home. If I am detained, I want to contact my attorney immediately. I refuse to sign anything without advice from my attorney. And I certainly would not have signed over my medical records to Corning police if I wasn't drugged. Why would I? I don't like the police job. I like the people. When I moved back to town, I talked to the young the young Burns kid. And we had a great conversation. And he told me he could arrest me right now because I had an eighth of weed in my purse. But he said he's not going to. And I told him that it was going to change. That was 2007. And he's a really cool kid. I don't think he's the one that died. I think there's another one. There's a lot of Burns kids. Wasn't it a Burns kid that had dark hair and dark eyes? Similar to the Murphy kid that was in my class. Pretty eyes. I have the right to remain silent. I do not wish to speak with you or answer your questions. I do not give you permission to enter my home without a warrant signed by a judge. I do not consent to searches of my person, belongings, vehicle, or home. If I am detained, I want to contact my attorney immediately. I gotta do this again. I refuse to sign anything without advice from an attorney. These are my rights. I have the right to remain silent. I do not wish to speak with you or answer your questions. I do not give you permission to enter my home without a warrant signed by a judge. I do not consent to searches of my person, belongings, vehicle, or home. If I am detained, I want to contact my attorney immediately. I refuse to sign anything without advice from an attorney. New York Immigration Coalition, but it also works for people like me that are getting snatched off the street and brought to the chemical factory to be drugged. Nazis. Uncle John's band.